today's whiteboard leadership moment, I want to talk to you about motivation. Most of us lead people, and everyone has different keys to their heart, different things that drive them forward. And unfortunately in the church, we've tended to use the lowest levels of motivation to get people to move forward in their vision. So what I want to do today is just talk about 6 different levels and how to use each one. The lowest level of motivation is what I call guilt, shame, and fear. We're guilting people into action. We're shaming them into action. We're creating fear in their lives. If they don't do this, we're not going to have this ministry anymore is a great example of the fear motive. Or shame on you for not giving more. Shame on you for not serving more. We can do more as a church is really not a high level motivation. It's actually a low level motivation. The second level is duty and responsibility. It's the come on guys, everyone should be doing this. What's wrong with you? Again, it's really just another level of guilt and shame. And yet that come on, and the exasperation that goes with it is very, very often used in church. The third level is the level of need. We use this all the time in the church. We need this, we need that. How many times have you taken a general request from up front for children's ministry? Our children, if we don't have people helping our children, then what's going to happen to our children? Again, guilt, shame, and fear, need. Those kind of things are all I'm going to draw a line here, all low-level motivations. They're all short-term motivations. In other words, you can use these, and they do work. You can guilt someone into doing something. You can talk about the needs. The problem with needs is this is ministry. There are always going to be needs. Especially if you're a growing church, there are going to be great needs. And the more people you have coming, the more needs you're going to have. And so need is obvious, and need is always there in a church. And so these are low-level, short-term motivations. They'll jump in for a moment, they'll jump in for, but if it's not a part of their heart, it's not a part of their being, they won't stay there long. I'm going to encourage churches and leaders to use different levels of motivation. There are certain things that are much more long-term in how they work. The first one is this, personal benefit. Personal benefit. In this one, the leader has thought through this question, not what do I want from them, but what do I want for them? Why do I want them to serve? Why do I want them to give? What's the benefit to them? What does the Bible say? Think about it, for example. Personal benefit, when you serve, let me give you an example. Have you ever been to a movie you didn't like? Yeah, me too. Have you ever been to a restaurant that the food wasn't really, really good? Me too. But have you ever served a homeless person? Have you ever served at a soup kitchen? Have you ever served someone who is stuck at home? They can't do things for themselves. Maybe they're in a wheelchair and elderly, and you feel like that just wasn't worth it. It doesn't happen. Why? Because you and I were created to serve, and when we serve, we're becoming in the image of Christ, in the image of who made us. How about this next level one? Vision and opportunity. Every one of us wants to live for an impact bigger than ourselves. We were all designed to live for something bigger than ourselves. And when God uses us in the life of another person, we're using the vision and opportunity. This is an opportunity to see people come to Christ. This is an opportunity to change our community. This is an opportunity to bridge the gap between this person and that person, or this group and that group. Vision and opportunity is a very high-level, long-term motivation. But the highest level motivations come from this level. It's out of love for Christ and love for people that we do things. It's out of relationship with them because we love them that we do it. Or even, how about identity? Identity is simply this. It's defining what it means to be a believer. It's defining what it means to be a part of our church. Identity is, this is not just what we do. This is who we are. Conversations about this is what it means to be a Christ follower. This is what it means to be a part of our church. This is what it means to be a Christian. This is what it means to follow Jesus, to live for God. Those kind of conversations paint a picture of much higher level, long-term discipleship motivation for what you do. And so as you think through your announcements, as you think through the things that you write, as you think through your sermons and the other ways you communicate, which levels are you constantly hearing or constantly using? And what would it mean to actually move to this level where you're thinking about what you want for people, not from them? When you're thinking about how to impact the community and make a difference around the world. When you're thinking about what it means to be the church, to be a follower of Christ, and to love God. I hope this is helpful to you. This has been a Converge Whiteboard Leadership Moment. To learn more about Converge or to join us, check out converge.org.